Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Imagine a farm where the crops, instead of producing food, are diligently drawing up valuable metals from the soil. Imagine harvesting plants that are so full of metal, they are essentially a living, green ore. This isn't science fiction. It's a quiet revolution happening right now, called phytomining, or literally, plant mining. It's a technology that could change how we get the most critical materials for our modern world, from the phone in your hand to the wind turbines powering our future. So today, we're digging in, not to the earth, but to the science of these remarkable metal harvesting plants. Rare earth elements. You've probably heard the term. Despite the name, they aren't all that rare in the Earth's crust. The name is a historical quirk from when they were difficult to separate. This group of 17 metallic elements are the unsung heroes of our high-tech society. They are the vitamins of industry. Think about the vibrant reds and greens on your smartphone screen. That's thanks to europium and terbium. The tiny, powerful magnets in your headphones or computer hard drive? That's neodymium. The crystal-clear camera lens on your phone? That uses lanthanum. It doesn't stop at consumer gadgets. The green energy revolution depends on them. Those massive wind turbines and the efficient motors in electric vehicles need powerful magnets made from neodymium. Solar panels, batteries for hybrid cars. They all rely on rare earths. They're even critical in medicine, used in MRI machines and cancer treatments. As you can imagine, demand is skyrocketing. But here's the problem. The way we get these elements right now is a dirty, destructive business that comes with a massive environmental price tag. The main method is open-pit mining, which involves stripping away enormous areas of topsoil and vegetation, leading to habitat loss and erosion. The infamous Bayan Obo mining district in China is a stark, polluted testament to this destruction. But the damage doesn't stop there. Processing the ore requires a cocktail of harsh chemicals like sulfuric and hydrochloric acid. This process generates staggering amounts of toxic waste. For every single ton of rare earths produced, the process can create up to 2,000 tons of toxic waste. This waste is filled with heavy metals, acidic water, and even radioactive elements like thorium and uranium that are often found alongside rare earth deposits. This toxic sludge can seep into groundwater and farmland, poisoning ecosystems and harming human health for generations. On top of the environmental catastrophe, there's a huge geopolitical problem. For decades, the world has relied almost entirely on one country, China. China has controlled the majority of both mining and, more importantly, the complex refining process. This has created an incredibly fragile supply chain. In the past, China has shown it's willing to use this control as a political weapon, restricting exports and causing massive price spikes. This has sparked a global race to find new sources. But starting a new conventional mine is slow, incredibly expensive, and politically difficult. We need a new way. And that new way might just be growing in a field near you. In the face of these challenges, the humble plant is emerging as an unlikely hero. We're talking about a special group of plants called hyper-accumulators. A hyper-accumulator is a plant that can absorb and concentrate specific metals in its leaves and stems at levels thousands of times higher than the surrounding soil, levels that would be fatally toxic to almost any other plant. Scientists have found over 700 species of these natural miners. For example, a tree from New Caledonia called Pycnandra acuminata is so good at accumulating nickel that its sap is a startling blue-green and contains up to 25% nickel by dry weight. It's thought this ability evolved as a defense, making the plants poisonous to hungry animals and bugs. While we've known about plants that accumulate things like nickel and zinc for a while, the hunt for plants that can hyper-accumulate rare earth elements is a much newer field, but the results are incredibly exciting. It turns out ferns are particularly good at it. One of the stars is a fern called Dicranopterus linearis. This hardy plant thrives in the acidic, metal-rich soils of mining areas in southern China. It can accumulate up to 0.3% of its dry weight in rare earths, especially the lighter ones like lanthanum, cerium, and neodymium, which are crucial for many technologies. But even more amazing is another fern, Blechnum orientale. Recent research has uncovered something astonishing. This fern doesn't just suck up rare earths. It actually forms nanoscale crystals of a rare earth-rich mineral called monazite inside its own cells. This was a world-first discovery, a plant literally creating a mineral within its own body. It's a form of natural alchemy, and it opens up the mind-blowing possibility of directly harvesting functional mineral materials straight from a plant. So how on earth do these plants pull off such a feat? It's a beautifully complex bit of natural engineering. It all starts in the soil, in the area immediately around the roots called the rhizosphere. Rare earths are more available to plants in acidic soil. Hyper-accumulator plants don't just wait for the right conditions, they create them. They secrete a cocktail of organic acids from their roots, which lowers the soil's pH and binds to the metal ions, making them soluble and easier to absorb. Once the metals are pulled into the roots, a key feature of a hyper-accumulator kicks in, a highly efficient transport system. In a normal plant, high metal concentrations in the roots would be toxic. But these superplants quickly move the metals up into their stems and leaves through the xylem, the plant's water-conducting tissue. This keeps the sensitive root system safe and concentrates the valuable payload in the parts of the plant we can easily harvest. Once the metals reach the leaves, the plant needs to store them safely. The main strategy is to lock them away in the cell's vacuole, which acts like a tiny biological storage locker or waste bin, keeping the toxic metals away from the cell's delicate machinery. The plant also uses a process called chelation, where it binds the metal ions to organic molecules, making them less reactive. And then there's that amazing fern, Blechnum orientale, which takes sequestration to a whole new level by building the metals into stable solid crystals, a process called biomineralization. It's an elegant solution to a toxic problem. Okay, so we have these incredible metal mining plants. How do we turn a field of ferns into a purified rare earth element? The process is a pipeline that blends agriculture with engineering, and it has three main stages. Stage 1 is phytoextraction. This is essentially farming. We cultivate the chosen hyper-accumulator plants on soils that are naturally rich in rare earths, or, even better, on old contaminated mine sites. The ideal plant grows fast, produces a lot of biomass, and, of course, sucks up a ton of metal. Stage 2 is enrichment. Once the plants are mature, they're harvested. This biomass is then processed to create a concentrated bio-ore. Usually, the plants are dried and then burned in a controlled environment, a process called pyrolysis or incineration. This removes all the organic material, leaving behind an ash that is highly enriched in the target metals. This ash is our bio-ore. As a bonus, the energy from burning the biomass can be captured and used, adding another layer of value. Stage 3 is extraction. This is the final step where we refine the metals from the bio-ore. Typically, this is done with hydrometallurgy. The ash is leached with an acid, which dissolves the metals into a solution. From there, chemical processes like solvent extraction can separate the individual rare earths from each other and from any other impurities. Researchers are also exploring greener methods, like bioleaching, which uses microorganisms to produce natural acids that dissolve the metals. This all sounds fantastic, a perfect green solution. But what's the catch? Is this economically viable on a large scale? The biggest hurdles are time and scale. Phytomining is limited by the growth rate of plants, which is obviously much slower than digging up rock with heavy machinery. It also requires large areas of land to produce enough biomass to yield commercial quantities of metal. The concentration of rare earths in these plants, while impressive for a living thing, is still much lower than what you'd find in high-grade conventional ore. A techno-economic analysis of a potential phytomining operation in the US estimated that producing the bio-ore would cost between $156 and $197 per ton. The study concluded it could be economically feasible, but profitability heavily depends on the market price of the metals and improving the efficiency of the entire pipeline. So, the path forward is all about innovation. Genetic engineering holds enormous potential here. Scientists are working to identify the specific genes responsible for metal uptake, transport, and storage. With that knowledge, we could engineer designer plants, true superminers that grow faster, produce more biomass, and accumulate even higher concentrations of specific, high-value metals. But perhaps the most powerful vision for phytomining is its role in a circular economy. Think about the thousands of old, abandoned mine sites around the world. They are environmental liabilities, often leaching toxins into the surrounding area. We could plant these sites with hyper-accumulators. We could literally farm these toxic wastelands, not only harvesting valuable metals that were left behind, but also cleaning up the contaminated soil in the process. It's a system that turns waste into a resource, heals environmental scars, and provides the materials we need for a sustainable future. Phytomining is more than just a clever new way to get raw materials. It represents a fundamental shift in how we think about our planet's resources. It's a vision of a future where industry and ecology can work together, where the building blocks of our technology are grown, not just violently extracted from the earth. The quiet, diligent work of these metal-hungry plants may be the key to turning a new, greener leaf in the long and often destructive story of mining. Thanks for tuning in to G Fun Facts Online.